You know that feeling you're just always tired, no matter how much sleep you get? Or maybe you're watching the scale creep up and you swear you haven't changed a thing about your diet or exercise. It's frustrating, and honestly, it can make you feel pretty powerless. But what if those feelings aren't just random? What if they're actually signals? Signals coming from a small but incredibly powerful gland located right here in the front of your neck. Let's take a closer look. We're going to be talking about your body's unseen conductor, the master regulator that pretty much sets the pace for everything your body does. This right here is the thyroid gland. Yeah, it's this small, butterfly-shaped thing, but its job is absolutely enormous. It makes hormones that travel to every single cell in your body, telling them how to use energy. It controls your body's temperature, your heart rate, and your metabolism, basically how fast you turn food into fuel. A great way to think about it is like the gas pedal in your car. It decides how fast the engine runs. Or an even better one is to think of it as the conductor of an orchestra. The thyroid makes sure every part of you, your heart, your brain, your muscles, they're all playing in perfect time and harmony. So, what happens when the conductor loses the tempo? What if that gas pedal gets stuck? Well, that's when things can start to feel really off. Generally, thyroid problems fall into two main camps. On one side, you've got hypothyroidism. That's when the gland is underactive, so it's not making enough hormone. The orchestra basically slows to a crawl. On the other side is hyperthyroidism, where the gland is overactive, making way too much hormone, and the orchestra is just playing way, way too fast. So when things are too slow with hypothyroidism, the symptoms just make perfect sense. You feel exhausted because your energy production is way down. You might gain weight because your metabolism has hit the brakes. You feel cold all the time, your mood might tank, and even your heart rate slows down. Everything is just in low gear. Now on the flip side, with hyperthyroidism, your body is in total overdrive. This can cause you to lose weight without trying, feel a racing or pounding heart, or feel super anxious and restless. You might find it's just impossible to sleep because your body is burning through fuel like there's no tomorrow. So what causes the conductor to lose control in the first place? Well, a lot of the time, especially when the thyroid is underactive, the culprit is kind of surprising. It's an inside job, a betrayal by your body's own defense system. Let's talk about Hashimoto's disease. It's the most common cause of hypothyroidism, and it's what we call an autoimmune condition. What that means is your own immune system, the thing that's supposed to fight off viruses and bacteria, gets confused and actually starts attacking your thyroid gland. So how does this even happen? Well, first, something, maybe an infection or some environmental trigger, kicks the immune system into gear. Then, in a serious case of mistaken identity, the immune system labels your own thyroid cells as the enemy. So it creates these special antibodies and just launches an attack. Over time, this constant battle damages the thyroid, crippling its ability to make the hormones your whole body desperately needs. Now, this whole autoimmune connection has led to so much talk and honestly a ton of confusion about diet and what you should eat. So let's just clear the air and bust a couple of really common thyroid nutrition myths. You've probably heard this one before. Iodine is essential for your thyroid, so loading up on it has to be a good thing, right? Well, not so fast. Your thyroid absolutely needs iodine to do its job, no question. But what the research shows is that for people who are already susceptible to Hashimoto's, too much iodine can actually be like throwing gasoline on a fire. It can trigger or even worsen the autoimmune attack. So balance is really the key here. Okay, how about the big one, gluten? You see it everywhere, right? People with thyroid issues swearing by a gluten-free diet. Is there actually anything to it? For some people, the answer is a definite yes. And it comes down to this fascinating idea called molecular mimicry. Basically, the protein structure of gluten happens to look a whole lot like the tissue of your thyroid gland. So for an already confused immune system, they look so similar that an attack on gluten can accidentally become an attack on the thyroid too. All right, let's switch gears and talk about something that can be genuinely frightening. Finding a lump, or what's called a nodule on your thyroid. It's actually a pretty common discovery, but it's so important to approach it with facts instead of fear. So you do a self-exam, or maybe your doctor does a routine check, and boom, there's a lump in your neck. Your mind can immediately jump to the absolute worst-case scenario. So what does it really mean? Okay, just take a deep breath, and I want you to look at this number. This is probably the most important statistic to remember. That's right. According to our sources, more than 95% of all thyroid nodules are completely benign. They are not cancer. Now, of course, any lump needs to be checked out by a doctor, but the odds are overwhelmingly in your favor. And this really gets to the heart of it from a medical perspective. The whole point of the follow-up tests isn't to find something wrong, it's to confirm that everything is okay. It's about ruling out that tiny possibility just to give you peace of mind. So we've seen how the thyroid really does conduct the entire symphony of your body's metabolism. If your energy or your weight or even your mood just feel out of tune, it might not be your fault at all. So I guess the final question is this: is it time to check in with the conductor?